welcome everyone. This is the Brookview 5th grade beginning orchestra and band concert. This is our students' very first performance in front of a live audience. Welcome 4th and 5th graders, and welcome, yes, thank you. And also a big welcome to anyone who's viewing us digitally or virtually from home or from your office or wherever you're at. My name is Mr. Musser, and I'm going to work with the 5th grade orchestra first, and then we'll play our sets of music, and then we'll turn it over to Mr. Brian and the band. So you guys might hear some of the same songs from both the orchestra and the band, but that's going to be perfectly okay with you, I'm sure. All right, our very first song for orchestra is called the D Dorian Scale. Everyone, you've probably heard our next song before. It's called Cross Buns, but we're sort of varying the song a little bit, and it's called Burned Buns because we're going to play it kind of two different ways, and you might hear a change in volume or what musicians call dynamics as well. This is called Burned Buns. So you guys are probably noticing that so far, really, we're just plucking our instruments. And that's how we teach all string players in the beginning, is so they're learning how to use their left hand to change notes. And then we gradually bring what's called the bow into it. And we're just starting that transition into using the bow more and more often, which is probably how you're used to seeing these instruments played. And we will play one song with our bow shortly. Also, we have 4 different instruments in the orchestra. I haven't told the orchestra yet they're going to do this, but I want violin players, can you just hold up your instruments? So over on your left, those are all the violin players in our orchestra. Great. Then instruments down. Viola players, hold your violas up, excuse me. Violas are a little bit bigger than violins and therefore have a deeper sound. And then we have cello players. Cello players, just raise your hands. Yep, those are our 2 cello players. And then we make a big jump in size on your far right to the string bass. And so the bigger the instrument, typically the deeper the sound. All right, our next song is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. doing such an awesome job at being a great audience. We thank you so much for that. All right, so our next song, we're going to play with the bow. And you guys already heard us play it one time already, pizzicato, and pizzicato means to pluck the string. But we're going to play the D Dorian scale, which was our first song, but we're going to play it with the bow now. All right, so fourth graders, we want you to kind of look at all the instruments that you're going to be seeing and hearing today, and be thinking about what you might want to pick for next year when you guys are fifth graders. Because later on this year in the spring, you will have the opportunity to try out all of these instruments and hopefully sign up for either orchestra or band next year. All right, so here's our one and only song with the bow, D Dorian scale. Left. Our next song is Good King Wenceslas. All right, everyone, the orchestra is down to their final song, and you will also hear the band play this song. And we're bringing over a special guest from the band. Her name is Sydney, and she's going to play the sleigh bells with the orchestra. So, Sydney, thank you in advance for doing that. Yes, absolutely. Give her a round of applause. All right, once again, thank you guys for being such a great audience. This is the final tune for orchestra, Jingle Bells.
How about one more round of applause for the orchestra? Didn't they do nice? Yeah. Well done, orchestra. My name is Joel O'Brien, and I'm the band teacher here at Brookview. And behind me is the Brookview 5th grade band. We're going to start out with one of the songs we use for a warm-up. We call this our 5-note scale. Now, fourth graders always ask me, what are all the different instruments in the band? Because there's so many of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick tour through all of those instruments. You're going to hear each one of them play a song all by themselves. We're going to start out with the flutes. And flutes, go ahead and hold your instruments up so they can see what it looks like. All right? And they're going to play for you Hot Cross Buns. Our next instrument is the clarinets. Clarinets, can you hold your instruments up so they can see what it looks like? Very nice. All right, and they're playing for you Mary Had a Little Lamb. All right. Our next sections were a little bit small this year, so what we decided was to combine these two. Matthew and Tyler, could you guys stand up so we can see the saxophone on the right, and that's the trumpet on the left. So the saxophone and the trumpet, we're going to do a little duet for you, and this one is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Next, we're going to hear from our French horn section. French horns, go ahead and hold your instruments up nice and high. All right? Yeah, French horn is one of the most challenging instruments that we start in 5th grade. And I got good news for you. We've got 3 of the best ones I've ever worked with right there, okay? We're going to play a song called French Folk Song, or also called Au Clair de la Lune. Trombones, go ahead and hold up your instruments nice and high. And Grant, can you show them a little slide so they see how the instrument changes notes? So you notice this one doesn't have any buttons. It's just got the slide going on it. All right? They're going to play for you a song we call the Toriel Song. You guys might recognize it from either The Wizard of Oz which the guards sing, Oreo, or you might recognize it from Wreck-It Ralph, where the Oreo candies sing that one too. All right, here we go, trombones. All right, in the back of the band, you see them standing up back there. That is the percussion section. They play all the xylophones, the jingle bells, the drums. They do everything back there. Right now, they're going to play for you a song called Linus and Lucy. We have one more for you, but before we do that, I want to say a few thank yous. First off, thank you to all the parents out there of both the band and the orchestra. It takes a lot of work, and a lot of it is different work than kids are used to doing to be in, to play like this in a band or an orchestra. All right? It takes consistent practice at home, so thank you, parents, for all your help, encouraging, and investing in your kids' future. All right? It really makes a big difference. I'd also like to take a second to thank the Brookview PTA. They were kind enough to sponsor us to get Valley Access to come in, because usually we're allowed to have parents coming in and watching this, but that was not a possibility this year. So thank you to the Brookview PTA for allowing us to have parents see this at home. Our last song for you is Jingle Bells, and one thing that I always issue what I call the Jingle Bells Challenge. So we're going to start out. You're not going to hear the entire band playing. There are 3 students that have worked out the beginning part, which is dashing through the snow. I didn't give them any music for this. All right, they figured it out on their own at home. So it's going to start out with that. And then the whole band will come in, and you'll hear the Jingle Bells as the finale after that. Okay, and then you'll see them standing up, so you know which ones are playing. All right, enjoy Jingle Bells. you so much for coming. Fourth graders, we look forward to seeing you guys in the spring when we can talk about what instruments you'll be interested in for next year, all right? Thanks, you guys. Take care.